similar about like a video
Since it is now 6 p.m., I will now call the Boquet Valley Central School District's July 1st, 2026 reorganization and regular Board of Education meeting to order. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. District's vision. As a reminder to all of why we are here, the vision of the Boquet Valley Central School District is to become the best rural school in New York State. We will accomplish our vision by providing exceptional opportunities to all learners and preparing them to set and reach their future goals by embedding our core values into their student experience. Number 4, appointments, district clerk and deputy district clerk. A, resolve that the superintendent recommends to the Board of Education the appointment of Bridget Belzile as district clerk of the Board of Education for the 2026-2027 school year. And B, resolve that the superintendent recommends to the Board of Education the appointment of Jana Atwell as deputy district clerk of the Board of Education for the 2026-27 school year. Do I have a motion to appoint the district clerk and the deputy district clerk as presented in 3A and B?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Paige. Second. Tom, thank you. Any discussion on this? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion to appoint the district clerk and deputy district clerk in 3A and B passes. Oath of office. The current board president administers the oath of office to the district clerk. Repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of district clerk
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of district clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay, and you can sign this, please.
Okay. So, Alyssa,
District clerk will administer the oath of office to member-elect Alyssa Carroll.
repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office school board member
and will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Sign that.
Sarah, the clerk will administer the oath of office to member-elect Sarah Coleman.
I do solemnly swear
That
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board member
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office of school board member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And the district clerk will administer the oath of office to student board member Sadie Burgess.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board member
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
The district clerk will administer the oath of office to Superintendent Joshua Meyer.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of superintendent
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of superintendent
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Jana.
I'll do the rest afterwards because they're not present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call. Would you please take the roll call, Mrs. Belzile?
Tom Broderick.
Here.
Alyssa Carroll.
Here.
Paige Cotter Saltamash.
Here.
Darlene Hooper.
Here.
Sarah Coleman.
Here.
Deb Spalding.
Here.
Jason Welch.
Here.
Sadie Burgess.
Here.
Thank you, Mrs. Belzile. Attendees, if you haven't done so already, would you please sign in so we have an accurate attendance record? The sign-in sheet is located on the table by the entrance. Thank you for your cooperation. Election of officers and oath of officers. The district clerk will call for nominations for the president of the Board of Education for the 2026-27 school year.
Can I have a motion to nominate the president of the Board of Education?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Jason Welch.
I'll second.
Any further nominations or discussion? So that Jason Welch be appointed to the position of Board of Education President for the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? Motion passes. Jason, you are Board of Education President.
Check. Oh, do you want to walk over something?
You got to fight over it.
Walk over something? I will. Yeah, what? Closer this way.
If I'm willing to see now.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna your oath of office. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of School Board President
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board president
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. So the next order of business, I'll now call for nominations for vice president. I nominate Deb Spalding.
Oh. I second that.
So we have a nomination for Deb Spalding. Are there any other nominations? All right, can I get a motion? Can I get a motion to, need a second motion? We did,
Yep.
right?
We'll need a second motion.
Okay, since there are no other candidates, can I have a motion to
I'll motion.
place Deb?
I'll help him out. I'll do it.
Have a motion, get a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
You have to do your oath of office. This is the part that takes a long time. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of School Board Vice President
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of school vice president, or school board president, sorry,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities. You know why I did that, right?
I know. So the eyeball will come on us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just noticed by reading your agenda that would work a lot better than my notes. Next agenda item is E, the district clerk administers the school board member code of ethics to board members.
So your code of ethics is all at your seat. If you could just review and sign that, and I'll grab it before executive session.
Thank you. Number nine, approval of agenda and minutes. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the agenda as well as the minutes from last month's regular meeting?
I'd like to motion to amend the agenda to add an executive session earlier on in the agenda first.
Yeah. Hold on, where?
I think at 21, we get a lot of the stuff done. Yeah, between 20 and 21.
So you're good to do what?
To add an additional executive session before the. Prior to. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a proposal to add the executive session after item 20. Can I get a ask for a motion to make that change to the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Get a second?
I'll second. Can I second?
Sure.
Okay.
All in favor?
Meeting, discussion.
Yeah, then we discuss.
So you need a reason.
Number
Six.
6. Yeah, sorry. Personnel. And whatever else follows that. After that.
Any other discussion? All in favor of amending the agenda? To place an executive session after number 20 for purpose number 6.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda by removing the Honeywell Law Firm from number 11, additional appointments until after our summer retreat, as we agreed upon at our last meeting.
Do we know when the?
Go ahead.
Oh, wait,
Is there a second
thank you.
Second.
discussion?
Do we know when the summer retreat will be?
So that's on our list today.
Okay.
Honeywell is actively working on the our real estate acquisition
Oh,
as their CEO dropped out.
So does that mean that after our summer retreat, we will decide on not going with Honeywell, that we could revise it at that point?
You can revise that any day you'd like.
There's nothing here on contract or anything. No.
So the way that we have typically appointed our attorneys is for July 1 through June 30, but we pay them hourly. So if we appointed them and never used them, they would cost.
My only concern would be we would then have one attorney still. But I might want to, we have to have some legal representation of this is the district. But
It's really fun as long as they're.
I have one more question. There's no, I forget what the proper term is for it, but like a holding fee for retaining. Yeah.
Yeah, there are that I talk about that a lot of law firms would be option of which you prefer. We've never done a retainer bonus.
Any other discussion on the proposal to amend the agenda to remove Honeywell from 11A? Any other discussion?
I think I do have to agree, we probably shouldn't just have one for the month of July and August, but I think we need to get a team together like we did last year. Like I said, as soon as possible to start looking.
At the last meeting, we discussed this, that the attorneys come to the summer retreat and present. And then we would decide then which attorney, which law firm we would be going with. So that's what we're
Okay.
Can I just make one other comment? I'm sure that we're well outside the discussion for this, but let me say it anyway, in the interest of time. So just looking at the agenda, for the second executive session, I had, I'm gonna say 60 seconds worth of information on both 6 and 8 that I can easily do.
So we could do
First
6 and 8 in the first one.
I could do everything in the first one and not in the second one at all. If everyone is okay with that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Clean that up, however,
Yeah.
We
Should
did
have.
we did have some other things we could discuss.
So can we just make the first executive session as number 6 and 8, and then if we still want to meet for the second one, we can?
thank you. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we'll get through this,
Yeah.
we'll get through this proposal, and then, I'll ask for other discussion, and I would recommend someone make a motion to make that change. Any other discussion on removing Honeywell from additional appointments? I believe we discussed, we wait till after the retreat. So people, all in favor of removing that from this agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay?
Nay. Nay.
Spelled out, get those?
Yeah.
If that motion was rejected. Any other discussion on the agenda?
Just that can we add number 8 to that first executive session?
And remove
No, we're gonna do both 6 and 8.
Is anyone making a motion to remove the second executive session, or do we?
We'll wait.
No, we'll wait and see if we need it.
So I think-
We'll see the second for the ad.
Thank you. Can I get it?
I'll second.
Motion, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion on adding number 8 as a reason for that new executive session? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So we're on number 9, we're going to agenda minutes. We have a motion in a second. Is there any other discussion?
And then we'll just need a vote on, because we've separated those now, so we'll just need a vote to approve the June 11th meeting. Yes.
I'll motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Number 10, appointment of school officers and board representatives. These are separate, so A is the superintendent's recommendations for the following school officers. The Board of Education for 2026-27 school year.
I'll motion.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Second,
I'll second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And B, result the superintendent recommends the Board of Education the appointment of the following Board of Education representatives for the 2026-27 school year. And this is where I'm going to ask for interest in these memberships. Study,
I want to policy.
I'd like policy too. I really enjoy that one.
I would do joint study again.
And
Okay.
Boquet Valley Convention.
And I do youth commission unless someone else wants to join me at the meetings.
Look at it, but you're right
But
there.
I didn't need to go there.
Let's
who else
start,
had joint study?
start with the
Sarah?
there.
I have Tom for joint study written down. Who else?
I'll do it.
Paige. Melissa or Sarah interested?
I would try the policy committee. Right, there's some friends.
Sarah, any interest in any of the committees?
Yeah, I have been the voting delegate. I'm willing to continue to do that. And then if there's a spot in policy, I'll take that.
You're also interested in policy.
But there are already three.
Can I ask, Sarah, can I ask, what is the vote delegate? What do you do?
You're voting on what rules all of the business
Right, narrow down.
want to support for like the New York State.
Legislation.
Yeah, yeah, like what you're gonna support or not support.
Oh,
Oh,
I would also be interested in the facility.
Another one for anyone that else interested in facilities committee before we go back to policy. One arm for facilities.
I'll switch to facilities instead of policy.
Okay.
So Sarah and who's the other facilities? Oh, okay.
What I have,
I thought Tom-
joint study, Tom and Paige. NISBA voting delegate, Sarah. Policy committee, Darlene, Deb, and Alyssa. Boquet Valley Youth Commission, Paige.
Mhm.
And facilities commitment, Alyssa and Sarah. Yep.
Sarah,
Hmm?
at some time though, could we'll talk about it, just so I know what it is.
Yeah.
We should, thank you.
So can I get a motion for the appointment of the Board of Education representatives as stated? Second. Discussion?
Hold on, sorry. Jason, you have been on the facilities committee, so you want to continue that. I don't mean to push you out at
No,
all.
I don't think, I don't think I'm supposed to be on a committee from the president. I think it's. Like,
Well, I think time-wise you might be, because you're also on the CBES board, right?
I'm fine.
I just didn't mean to nudge you out. That's all.
I might join and sit in the background sometime.
So I'll motion.
We have a motion in a second.
Oh, sorry.
We did that vote.
Sorry. Discussion, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Number 11, additional appointments. This is also broken up. So A, result, the superintendent recommends the Board of Education the appointment of the following individuals or organizations to the specified positions or designations for the 26-27 school year. Please refer to the table. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. A second.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. B, resolved that the superintendent recommends to the Board of Education the reappointment of all current substitutes and approval of the substitute rates as listed for the 2026-27 school year below. Can I get a motion? I second. Thanks, Alyssa. Any discussion?
Or just, oh. Okay. My question is just the difference between 7.5 hours versus daily and 8 hours. The difference between the 7.5 hour designation versus a daily rate, is daily and 8 hours.
I think for those, we're just defining those days as 7.5 hour days because often those folks extend their day to cover duties.
Yeah, teachers contractually have 7 hour day. EAs within that contract have a 7.5 hour day to cover those duties. So some of them are just, those ones are, yeah, how Josh explained it, to cover those duties that they don't provide.
Two different contracts.
So these rates are the same, we gotta change the level. Josh,
Yeah, they're the same.
are they comparative, compatible with other districts?
All of them.
Any other discussions? Questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next agenda item. Designation. Resolved that the superintendent recommends to the Board of Education the following designations for 2026-27 school year. We have lines 1 through 3. Champlain National Bank as the official bank depository. Press Republican and Sun Community News, the official newspapers, and the official bulletin boards are located outside the district office at Mountain View campus and outside the principal's office at Lakeview campus. Can I get a motion?
All motion.
Thanks, Paige. A second?
Second.
Darlene, thank you. Any discussion?
A question. I think I asked this last year too, and I forgot the answer. So if somebody wanted to come in and look at the bulletin board at Mountain View, do they come in main door and go down, or do they go to this door?
So we still don't have, you're talking about an employee or
Like a community member?
Yeah, so door system is still not full functional here. So
Okay.
there we go.
But eventually they'll be coming in this window. Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. B, resolved that the superintendent recommends the Board of Education, the regular monthly Board of Education meetings begin at 6 p.m. unless otherwise noted, and to establish the following meeting dates for the 2026-27 school year.
Most of the joint study prior to,
Yeah, but you know, the same days. Yep.
Then not till September, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get a motion?
A motion.
I'll second.
Yeah. Page. Discussion. Have issues? No issues with these meeting dates or time? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. School board memberships. Resolved that the superintendent recommends the Board of Education, the district hold the following memberships for the 2026-27 school year. New York State School Board Association, Essex County School Boards Association, and Rural Schools Association. Get a motion?
A motion?
Yeah. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next agenda item number 14, authorizations. Result, superintendent recommends the Board of Education the following as specified for 2026-27 school year. I'll give everyone a moment to read these. Superintendent's responsibilities 1 through 9. Principal's responsibilities 1 through 2. Secretary to the principal, maintain $100 petty cash fund. And central treasurer or deputy central treasurer, superintendent or principal to sign extra classroom activity fund checks. That's a motion.
I'll motion.
Paige,
Second.
Darlene seconds. Any discussion?
When I look at the approving conferences and conventions and stuff, I think we discussed this before, that maybe we could get like a report back, even if it's just like a written one, they don't have to come and present it to us, but something so we know like what they went for and what they got out of it. Does that make sense?
So a lot of these are presented at the meetings or to the teachers. Like if there's something that you're looking for, I'm sure we can make that happen easily enough.
Right.
Right, and the board or the report for information.
We did.
So, and it doesn't have to be anything, just to get the Board of Education. Opportunity to learn what.
Yeah, the professional development that the district and taxpayers are providing.
Right, yeah. Want the taxpayers to learn.
I like it. So that and it just would be this, but. Why
That
that?
we have to have them come and talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I sure we have a couple people going this summer, but yeah, certainly in September.
We'd love to hear your thoughts or recommendations on.
I mean, I think that you're going to get a, okay, that's not gonna, but yeah, but we can. We'll make something happen.
Any other discussion?
And I just ask a question. Just that I have the definition of budget transfer correct, that's just taking money from one section and putting it into another. It's not changing the overall budget.
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
All right, all in favor?
I,
Opposed? That motion is carried. Bonding of personnel, resolved that the superintendent recommends the Board of Education a blanket bonding for all employees of the district. Get a motion, please.
a motion.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Page. Discussion.
Board members.
Separate.
Say that one more time.
I think
We're not
employees. I think we're separately.
Talk about board member second. Combination.
Take the answer.
Never bond a board member per se. They're covered under our insurance policy, but the bonding is typically, I don't like all employees, it's fine, but typically what I see is treasurer and deputy treasurer.
Yeah.
Because we are the custodians of the funds. So none of you have access to the banking stuff.
I'll carry that money.
Legal, calling us for legal.
Potentially your laws.
Yeah.
Potentially your laws.
Yeah, you guys have significant more protection.
For litigation.
We have like separate directors, officers, insurance policy under our NICER policy that covers the
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bonding personnel. Cooperative purchasing. Resolved that the superintendent recommends the Board of Education participation in the following cooperative purchasing agreements for the 2026-27 school year, which I think was in our packets. New York Island Cooperative Bid Program with the Clarkstown's Central School District serving as lead agency, and Educational Data Services serving as the administrative agent in accordance with guidelines set forth in the associated cooperative purchasing agreement. Can I get a motion? Motion. Thank you.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Cooperative purchasing agreement, motion carried. Impartial hearing officers. Resolved that the superintendent recommends the Board of Education that the board president or vice president be designated as having the power to appoint an impartial hearing officer who has been selected in accordance with the regulations of the Commissioner of Education on behalf of the Board of Education for the 2026-27 school year. Motion,
Motion.
H. In a second.
Second.
Tom, any discussion?
This is, okay, that the board president or vice president, does that mean we need to pick one, or is it and or vice president?
I assume giving either the authorization would be the vice president who would do it in the absence of the president. Say, cover us. Is that
Yeah.
accurate?
Yep.
Good question. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Other. Resolved, the superintendent recommends the Board of Education the following for the 2026-27 school year. The readoption of all current policies, procedures, and plans in effect during the 25-26 school year. To establish the mileage rate of reimbursement, to follow the IRS mileage rate for employees who use their own personal vehicles for official school business with approval. The approval of existing extracurricular accounts for student activities and clubs, the tuition rate to be set at $1,503.20 per currently enrolled non-resident students applying for re-enrollment this year. And Stance Capital Combustion LLC is the standard vendor of service for the heating system of the Lakeview campus due to their being familiar with our system and its history. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
I'll second.
discussion.
I have the number one, all current policies, procedures, and plans. Does that include the handbook, Josh?
Policies, procedures. I will, sorry, yeah, handbooks are separate. Yeah, you'll usually use the student handbook in August.
And is there a different tuition rate if they wanted to join this year?
We're closed, right?
So, yeah, we're closed to new, new administrative students.
Okay,
We did that a few years ago.
and we just opened it for a year.
No. So,
These are the
so
ones already
this
here,
is
this is their
anyone,
copy.
anyone who
Oh, okay.
has been with us.
Got it.
Should we have many? I mean, I wouldn't expect any off hand
Less than that.
Uh,
I have the,
We have one, now we'll have one student who pays tuition, the rest are all,
Employees.
contractual, so.
Oh.
Children of.
Yeah, and both contracts have it that they're
One is
supposed
less
to
than
attend.
Just say less than
Okay.
one. So just one that's not part of the contract.
It may need to be too, I question myself, but yes.
We had two this year, but not graduated.
Yeah,
yeah, so it varies.
okay, just wondering. Thank you. But that doesn't count the UPK kids, because they can be out of district.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
that's different. Well,
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye, sorry.
Opposed? For 18, other, motion carried. For 19, board discussion. You not currently have any old business listed, but there's new business, pre-K planning, so I'll send it up to discussion.
Yeah, get my give some information here. So I apologize if this is a little bit small, but let me walk through it. So historically, this goes back before the merger. When Elizabethtown Lewis and ACAP developed a partnership called Early Bridges to help with 3 and 4 year old pre-K in our communities. We have met with ACAP at the beginning of June, and on June 8th, they decided that they sort of shift from the 3 and 4 year old setting to a 18-month-old to 3-year-old setting, which is of course not something that we do. So effectively ended that partnership at the end of the school year, but that decision was given to us on June 8th. Letters went home. It was a joint letter from myself, representing the district, and Alan Jones at ACAP, alerting families that this was happening so they could plan for that. Now, within 24 hours while we were home, some folks at the county, the health department who oversee the CPSE world, contacted us and basically said, you need to find a way to make something work. So I hate to say I get paid a lot of credit for helping us out with other numbers on this. And Mr. Tyler, we had a handful of meetings with state ed, a handful of meetings with the county, and just try to come up with a solution that you think could work. So for as far as what the pre-K could look like, we could have a universal pre-K room. So kind of the early bridges, as you know, it would be done. So we would have 2 classrooms, one being a universal pre-K room, where the maximum enrollment in that room would be 18 students between the ages of 3 and 5 years old. There is a little bit of flexibility on the 3-year-old end. I believe that if they turn 3 by a certain date, they can still start a little early. But 18 students, 3 to 5 years old. The current enrollment in that section is 10 students. The required staffing ratio is 1 adult to 7 students. So what we would need in that room, and the reason it's highlighted is that's the only hiring that we would need here, the 1 teaching assistant. And then if enrollment reached 15 to 18 students, then 1 additional teaching assistant would be required. Only having 10 students in there right now, we're not really concerned about that happening, but if it did, just putting it out there that we would need to do that. Now, through state education funding, we do get money per student. So if the numbers did increase, then that would help to offset the costs. Right now, this whole everything that we're talking about here would not cost the district. Would all be covered by those funds that are being listed. Now, the integrated pre-K, that's a little bit different. So that's the CPSE students. So the Committee on Preschool Special Education. So that classroom. So instead of those students being combined with the non-CSE kids, like we've done in the last couple of years, this would be 2 distinct classrooms. Okay. The amount of money we get for the integrated pre-K students is significantly higher than the universal pre-K students. Again, the maximum enrollment is 18. There's currently 11 students enrolled in that program. According to the health, so the health department oversees this from the county level, and which is why they're directly involved in this, but they're projecting 2 more students very soon. So we think that number is going to hit 13 very soon. And the required staffing for that is 1 adult to 7 students. We're okay with that right now. That requires, because it's integrated, requires 1 special ed education teacher and one general education teacher. And so we have that within our current staffing. We have that to make that work. So we can make both these classrooms work with the hiring of 1 teaching assistant. Okay. Now the way that we're covering the universal pre-K, so there were questions about our kindergarten enrollment for next year, our projected enrollment. We're in the neighborhood of 18 to 19 for potential projected enrollment for next year. Right now, we have 15 students signed up for that. Contractually, if we exceed 20, then it becomes an issue for us where we need to open up the second section of kindergarten. So right now, if we go down to 1 section of kindergarten based on that small number, we could open up we can move that teacher to the universal pre-K. That does a couple things for us. If next year we have just a couple more kindergartners, we still have that teacher ready to go. We bring her back to the kindergarten setting, and then we need to hire for the universal pre-K. But this model right here, the money we're getting for those students will cover the cost for all of this.
Can I ask a question? So the kindergarten teacher would be the universal pre-K teacher, whichever one it is. And then the integrated pre-K teacher would be a current teacher that's already in there now.
They're the ones who are doing it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I have another.
Yep. And the other thing, one of the issues that we had before was with ACAP being governed by OCFS and us being governed by state ed.
Yep.
OCFS is not involved in this at all.
That was my other question.
Which is great for us. The other thing I really like about having a kindergarten teacher do this is I think it's going to help get students on the same page going into kindergarten, which that has been one of our biggest problems year after year.
So if OCFS is not part of it, does that mean that like the playground doesn't have to necessarily be separated and they can eat in the cafeteria? Are those stipulations? Is that was OCFS?
Yeah, so.
Okay. And then what does that mean for transportation?
So we still can't transport them.
Okay,
As far as the playground and the cafeteria question, I didn't get into that level of detail, so I don't.
I just- that's
I-
fine.
I can tell you the 4-year-olds by Boquet Valley, they could. It was the 3-year-olds
Yeah.
that could not. So that's where we've got to find out if it's 3-year-olds can eat in the cafeteria.
Oh, right. And 3-year-olds, either way, we can't transport them. It's what they're for.
Why not?
I have some concerns about this. I had an opportunity to meet with Alan Jones, who is the executive director and CEO of ACAS, and I learned some different information. Apparently, one of the main reasons why ACAS is departing and severing our relationship is because we had a number of violations, serious violations in 2025 and 26. And they also are offering.
I don't want to interrupt you,
That
but
should be-
is this stuff we should talk about in executive session?
So I
I don't know where you're going, that's all.
Mentioning any names, I'm just saying that there were violations.
Okay, just,
That's
that's it.
and like about OCFS, which again,
Right,
which is why, yes.
but when we're talking about 3-year-olds, and they have specific rules and regulations for reasons to keep the children safe.
OCFS.
Right.
That we don't.
That
We
we
don't answer
don't
to
have,
OCFS.
so that concerns me. If we do not have those particular, regulations,
Safeguards in place. yeah.
State ed,
safeguards, and
New York State Education Department, who we answer to, does have that.
Okay.
And we follow their regulations.
also, I want to state that, ACAP has offered to provide a pre-K 3 program as a collaborative effort. But they want the site to be on their site, not on Lake Street. But they have offered that opportunity. And it's kind of my understanding that the regulations for New York State state that universal pre-K, it should be a collaboration between a school district and a local agency. And also that 10% of your funding is supposed to be set aside for collaboration with outside agencies. And that a proposal, an RFP, a request for proposals, must be submitted on an annual basis. And we haven't done that since ELCS of 2018. It is a state requirement, and if we're going to get, the only way you would be able to do this would be to get a waiver. And I think in order to get a waiver, you would have to file that RFP in order to get the waiver. Is that correct?
Partially. We did an RFP when Boquet Valley opened. So that was done in 2020. I believe I have a copy of it. That was submitted. If you have a partner, which we had a partner, which is ACAP, we no longer have the RFP. The entire intent behind that RFP is to build a relationship. So if you have an annual contract, which we've had with ACAP since Boquet Valley was founded, we do not have to release that RFP. When we received notice, you received a letter from ACAP saying that they were ending our partnership. I crafted a new RFP that will go out this summer. It will be sent directly to ACAP, who has already told me that they will not respond to it. I will then take that budget, and I only have to release that RFP for 7 days. So they can,
So you are going to do an RFP?
yeah.
Yes.
Does the RFP go to other organizations or their?
I have to run it
It's
through.
supposed to go out to.
I have to go through the OCF's website to identify all childcare providers in our area who would be able to meet that requirement. The only one in our area is ACAP.
Yeah.
So when I send it to them, they have already said that they will not respond.
So, Mr. Jones said that they are planning, they would like to have a collaboration with Boquet Valley for that K-3. And he did send you.
So the letter that he sent to us that he signed does not agree with that statement. He sent a letter directly to the district. I received it. That said, we are ending our collaboration. We would no longer like to continue. So when I release the RFP, if they respond to it, then I would have to engage them.
Okay, because he did send you, Josh.
Yeah,
He
sent
stating
that.
that they were interested in collaborating with you for a pre-K-3 program.
I have a question. Sorry. Yeah, what is OCFS?
Okay, so the Office of Family Child Services.
Okay, yes.
To try to their website.
Yeah, so that he did send me an email saying that that they were considering an offsite,
Location.
or they were thinking of an offsite location for a 3-year-old home. But I mean, that is, even from my standpoint, significantly less appealing than having that on our campus. Because all of our related service providers, instead of walking, one more classroom down the hall, they need to get in their car and go do whatever they're doing. So this is, I mean, the bottom, like, there is significant money attached to this. If ACAP does this, then good for them. But they would get money for this. If we do this, we can fund this with the money that we would get.
Well, it's my understanding that if you do it in collaboration, you would get the money, but then it would be transferred over, or part of it would be transferred over to the agency, the ACAP agency. And it is a requirement of New York State that the districts do collaborate with local agencies, outside agencies.
We make the effort through the RFP. So, right, I just want to be clear about this, that ACAP told us they no longer want to partner.
Yes.
So we had to move on without them. And once we started getting traction and making some steps to do this, then I received an email from,
Yeah, but it was because of the violations that they departed.
okay, so it's not, so you continue to say that, but we have violations for an organization that we don't report to. OCFS can give us violations all day long. Great,
I know, but
Can I
if
just-
you're in collaboration, then you're both responsible. And the ACAP is responsible for those
I understand that,
violations.
yes, but we have been talking about this for years, where OCFS, the number of times where OCFS regulations say, you know, say one thing and state ed said the other thing, and they are directly contradictory, and then we both throw our hands in the air and just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, one's a harder policy. Like, you know, kind of like with bus driving, we have to follow state, federal, and, state ed. So DMV, state ed, and the federal government, we have to follow 3 different policies. We have to pick which one is the strictest. I feel more comfortable knowing that my
Right,
kids are being,
but you have to follow all 3 of those. We are under no obligation to follow anything like this here.
But I guess
And I,
one point would be that how do you expect an organization to collaborate with us if we continue to put them under scrutiny with the state agency that does govern them?
safety of the children.
Right.
That's all,
They could be
right?
shut
Is that,
down.
I
They could be
I
shut down because of
absolutely agree,
violations.
which is why I'm saying is that so that there, we have been talking about this problem since. and
Its
I'm sure-
inception.
Yes, yes. So,
Well, why aren't we following? Why are we being violated?
so in some instances, there was directly contradicting with state ed, right? So we, of course, follow the state ed things. I'm sure there are other, incidents where they were, where it wasn't necessarily, where that wasn't necessarily the case, excuse me, but, yeah, but, yeah, I mean, ACAP pulled out of this, and that's fine. They have they were a great partner for how many years? 8 or 9 years or whatever it was.
Would they not have the same risk? I'm asking because I don't know. Would they not have the same risk of violating those OCFS requirements with this offsite option? Like, are they now interested? Is there no risk for some reason?
No,
Right, so, but,
They want to have it under their control at a different site because apparently what's happening at Boquet Valley is resulting in violations. And they are under such strict control that their license can be put at jeopardy if these violations continue. So in order to protect their agency and not have their agency shut down, they decided to sever the relationship.
which I think is, that's the right decision for them, and that's great. And as soon as they did that, this is the right decision for us.
well, I just want to make sure our children are safe. If we're getting violated, and I looked up which violations they were.
But we're not getting violated
Okay,
against
If the
anything.
program that was in place was getting violated by some of our employees, I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our kids, our students safe.
Some of the violations are quite serious. I've seen them. So if you put out the RFP and they decide that they do want to have a pre-K 3 only on their site,
That's not the RFP.
excuse me,
That won't be an option for the RFP.
the RFP will determine, will be a proposal. And it will be
a specific proposal and,
Right.
and that,
for the collaboration.
and the site would probably either be named in it or,
Yeah, so
with
our,
the understanding that it's not off-site from the school based on
Yeah.
our RFP.
We send out
It's a lot of
a
ours.
proposal specified to have the location at school.
Right.
yeah,
Well, I think
Needs or
this,
interests of the district.
I just think that this should be a part, in order for transparency, we shouldn't have to correct information out there.
So if you could just clarify, what do you believe I said that wasn't correct?
That the reason why they pulled out was because they were starting this new program. The main reason why they severed our relationship was because of the number of violations that were occurring with Boquet.
Okay, so that is absolutely not true. They said people. And they said that they were pulling out because, so Alan Jones, ask Alan how that meeting was. Because he didn't show up to
I
it.
talked with him yesterday.
Great, he didn't go to the meeting, he wasn't at the meeting. So that's awesome that he talked to him. But he wasn't at the meeting where we were told, explicitly told, that they were no longer operating a 3 or 4 year home, that they changed their mind since then. And again, they changed their mind after we had our plan. So I don't know what to say to that, but that is absolutely not true.
That's Mitchell.
I do have a question about the integrated pre-K versus universal, you know, two, so
Yeah.
universal one and everything. I don't understand this stuff well at all, but it sounds like the integrated pre-K has more funding or aid available
Yeah, first student, absolutely.
per student.
So how does,
Question is,
sorry, go ahead.
do we not do 2 integrated pre-Ks instead of the universal and integrated?
We can't put, so you would need,
Special ed.
yeah, you need an IEP to be in the class. You need to have,
So then how are they
It's not-
integrated?
it's not
That's what,
integrated in
that's what I
sense.
don't understand either.
It's integrated.
Integrated would be
Integrated
integrated in
special-
within the general
special
ed.
needs and,
Yeah,
same
it's like a
class.
labeling thing. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I don't understand about this proposal.
What is really a special education pre-K?
yeah. I'm agreeing.
And I guess, would that be because then you wouldn't have to have 2 special ed teachers if you had a 3-4 room and a 4 or 5 room?
Ideally, I love integrated classrooms better than special ed classrooms. Why not have 2 integrated pre-Ks?
Right, a 3-4 and a 4-5.
Right.
I just don't see it as integrated if it's a special ed classroom. So,
Are these state terms that go along?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me see if I can get an answer to that. It's just like a meeting. Thing.
Do we know how many of these are out of district?
Oh, that's a great question.
I think so. 4 of the integrated, I don't think any of the universal pre-K right now.
It's not the UPK, but the integrated, I believe is 4 because other school districts are required to send them to us if they don't offer them.
Yeah.
And the only programs in Essex County right now for integrated pre-K are it's through money. So each district's offering a CPLC room.
I do feel like having the services that the school district already has available help with those pre-K classrooms right there. Start to talk about the schedules of therapists and everything that would be going on. Obviously more so for the integrated pre-K.
yeah, I asked about integrated pre-K more because once you get into kindergarten, 49% of the class can be special ed. You can't as an integrated classroom. So,
And it's a great model. That's me personally, I think. It's a great model for 2 classrooms.
mix it up.
Special needs kids.
If I could, if I could just read the letter that Alan Jones signed and sent home. It says, families with younger children may be eligible for ACAP's new Early Head Start program. Early Head Start serves eligible children from 18 months to 3 years of age and provides comprehensive education, child development services, and family support. So that's what we were told at the table. That's in the letter that he signed and sent home. So, you know, he told you something differently.
Well, it doesn't state why they made the decision. I mean, I think that's what she was trying to get.
Actually, a separate email told you that they were gonna offer, and they were interested in operating here.
But nothing about violations is in that email.
No, this is just a recent email, last couple of days.
If I can ask about this one more time.
They are.
So just so I'm understanding, this is two classrooms, two classroom spaces, and one additional teaching aid. That's the.
Yeah, we have the space. One of the classrooms is, you know, what we've been using this year. And the other one is likely, well, I mean, in theory, this could change, but, would be the room that ACAP just vacated.
And that's the like.
Yes.
Okay, that's a dumb question here. Jason brought up the fact that, and maybe Paige also, if we shook the basket up and made a 3-year-old room and a 4-year-old room, we'd have to have a special ed teacher in both rooms, right?
Yeah, but I need to double check why we can't. There was a reason why we couldn't do that, because I thought we would set the integrated room. And there was a reason that we needed a universal as well.
Okay.
But yeah, let me,
Now, this model has been approved by state ed.
yes. Yeah. So when we did the application, it wasn't just a 4-year-old application, even though that was all we had at the time. You know, we did the 3 and 4-year-old application. So when we reached out to them, asking what we would need to do, they said nothing, you're already approved. So,
They said it was already approved.
yes.
We were pretty integrated last year. 2025 was our first approval into operating this year. And that stays until it gets away.
Dr. Meyer, did you have anything else to present on the universal pre-K?
No, I think that's, oh, the last thing, and again, just so you're aware that, I just want to say again that, like, if we get significantly increased enrollment, which I don't see as a realistic possibility, but just like you said again, that could lead to additional staffing. Also started with the PPK program. If we exceed 18 students, which is the maximum, we need to open another section, which again, that would be a great problem for our district.
What do you have for enrollment right now?
It's 10 students in here right now.
10.
In UPK,
3.
No, UPK is 3.5.
and then we have 11 in integrated pre-K, and we have 15 potentials in kindergarten
Yes.
for the coming year.
That's considered as either it's students in it. I just pulled our roster. We have 8 with IEPs in that room. So they do, that is included.
Could you say that again a little louder for everyone?
I just pulled the class roster. We have 8 children with IEPs in the integrated room and additional students.
So that's why it's integrated, because there is some regular, okay. And that's the only room with a special ed teacher in it.
That just leads me to, how do we pick those 3 students? Like, I'm looking to see who they are. Right.
That's what I get.
Okay, to
The
the
other
two
new
years.
business item is by Area 6 nominations. We have, in the packets, we had two letters, 2 interested candidates for this by Area 6. Ms. Calzali, you may need to help me out a little bit. I think
So we can nominate as many people as we'd like, 0, 1, 2. And then the voting will come later on and there'll be names on the ballot. So hopefully at that point, there's more information on the candidates. It seems like it kind of came out last minute, the request for nominations. So, yeah, tonight we're just nominating to see names on the ballot if you'd like.
Do you know what part of this? No, nothing. Something to do with you?
So real quick, so Wayne Rogers, who is the person vacating the seat, he's been there for a very long time. He was down here, presented an award to some of our students a few years ago now. So definitely some big shoes to fill. Both, I know of the person from Saranac Lake, and heard great things. The gentleman on the Plattsburgh board, I know him a little bit better. He's an administrator, he can down. They're both going to be great. So I suggest you do whatever you want, and I suggest nominate them both and decision making.
any other thoughts? comments?
I'm with both.
They're willing to do it, so.
Yeah.
Do it.
They're willing to do it. Nominate them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
From a timing standpoint, that's something we need a motion tonight.
Yes, like their deadline is the 31st of July, so we would have taken August.
Right,
Yep.
I'm basically gonna
So we
call for a
need-
motion.
A motion to nominate Gary Lambert and,
Tim Thurston, Tori Thurston.
yep, Tori Thurston.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
You, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Nominate Gary Lambert, Tori Thurston for Municipal Area 6 Director. That concludes board discussion regarding new business or old business. And I'll just comment, anyone that would like to add topics for new business at future board meetings, please reach out to Olivia or Dr. Meyer or Bridget.
Keep going. You will. Okay.
Our agenda offers two public comment sections. Opinions, ideas, and concerns that are offered by the public will be considered and taken under advisement. Set aside a 15-minute period, giving the audience time to share their thoughts with us. Please raise your hand to be acknowledged by the board president. When called upon, please identify yourself, give your address, limiting your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone have interest in comments? You have 3 minutes, we'll give you all 15 if you want. Ex officio student and school board member report. Here.
No, we had to make a second.
So we had the agenda change. So having executive session. Motion to enter executive
I'll
session
motion.
for the purpose of number 6.
And number 8. Me.
Page
Motion.
motions. Do I have a second?
No second.
All in favor? Oh, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Very next for executive session.
Oh,
All right, welcome back. I get a motion to return to public session.
a motion. Cheesy.
Dave, second. Can I get a second?
Just a second.
You lost that.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. The next agenda item, the ex officios student school board member report. So we're happy to welcome Sadie back in our school.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back. I don't have a lot to report. It's summertime, but the end of year went well. Graduation was great. We're done with Regents exams. We had a great field day. Next year, I hope to get a little bit more student involvement in the board, maybe some more attendance. So yeah, I'm excited for another year.
Questions, comments for Sadie?
I have a suggestion. You want more board members at the field day?
Hmm?
Did you say more board members at the field day?
No, like I was.
I'm like, excuse me, we want to sit in the booth when you guys are throwing
You want
money.
to dunk us?
We're good. Paige volunteers.
No, I do not.
Thank you very much, Sadie.
Thank you, Sadie. Thank you, Sadie.
We're all super happy to have you back again for another school year. Number 22, financials. Approve the following financial reports. The budget status report dated 6/25/2026. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Darlene, a second? Listen, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Bridget, can I just ask, was that in our folder this time?
Yes.
Yeah, it was really hard
In the
because you didn't have it in a folder, you had it in a.
shared folder?
Oh, I couldn't find it in
I
the
looked
share.
and I couldn't find
I eventually found it.
Budget status report, June, yes.
it. It's in the shared.
Number 23, CSE, CPSE, and 504 recommendations. Accept and approve the Committee on Preschool Special Ed, Committee on Special Education, and Committee on 504 plan recommendations.
All motion.
Page motions, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Next, Deb, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Number 24 is a consent agenda. Action items A through F. Motion for the consent agenda action items.
All motion.
Page motions, a second.
I'll second.
Sarah, any discussion?
I see that we upped, I think it was 15 last year, we were 20.
Correct.
Yeah,
Same.
it's a thing, okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Number 25, personnel consent agenda. Items A through N has been amended. Motion,
I'll motion.
I'll second.
thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Number 26, policy. None at this time. To review. Discuss.
Can I just, can we get going a little earlier this year on policy, to make a date, beginning of September?
Sure.
I know last year with Paul, it was a little rough getting it in there. Thank you.
Okay, number 27, superintendent's update.
All right, thank you. As always, for the grants update. So we're waiting final allocations for our title, starting the IDEA application. Okay, is due in a couple weeks here, and we're still waiting, the Santa School Day, waiting a response there. I will let you know as soon as for that. So, pretty big capital project update here, and, if you don't mind, can you grab one and pass it down? Don't get into those yet. I'll walk you through it. Wait a minute. So, Schoolhouse is our construction manager. What they do is they double check the costs, make sure that everything still makes sense with just inflation going at the rate that it's going. Did I give you anything to give enough for Sadie?
No.
Well, that's one on some side. Construction manager, Schoolhouse, they updated numbers. So our focus remains on consolidating the elementary to one campus. SED has confirmed maximum cost allowance of 25.5 million. Project aid ratio to 90.1, and the estimated aid 22.97 million. So the project that we are looking at here, project at a glance, the renovation, so the addition is 15.32 million. The renovation, this is all in your, you have a ton more information in the packet. I'm going to present. I'm going to ask that you take a look at that, not tonight, but take a look at that. And then if you have questions, I would love questions emailed to the group, and then I will assemble all of them and have answers. So the addition,
I'm sorry, email to the group or
I think if you email to the board group,
Then we know if
yeah, yeah,
what you asked
yeah.
versus what I asked.
So
Yeah.
they're on the new board.
Probably
Supposed to
some
do
very
that,
good
right?
questions
Okay.
based on others too.
So the addition, so just that addition, which we've seen pictures of, I have a picture in a minute, I'll put back up. That's 15.32 million. The renovation range, and that's where the board will have some decisions to make. Ranges from 16.13 million to 30.96 million. So that make the total project range 31.45 million to 46.28 million. So
Right.
sort of, so we're right, just, and as a reminder, the scope of this project, the first priority that we're tackling with this project is the elementary addition, the essential reconstruction renovations, and any other site improvements.
This was based on the facility committee.
Exactly. Yeah, this does not touch transportation facility or athletics. So we're just talking about that first here, okay? So here's really what the discussion points needs to be, and not, this discussion does not need to happen in this entirety tonight, certainly. But the architect has given us 3 proposals here. The kind of the minimal proposal, the moderate, and then the extensive. So the minimal proposal is the 21.45 million. I'm still at 31, because I say that, it's just 31.45 million, moderate 36.28 million, and the extensive 46.28 million. Okay, the state aid is the same on all these, meaning the local share is 8.48 million, 13.31, 23.31 million. That's just this column, subtracting this column gives you this column. As a reminder, we reported that our capital project should have about $6.6 million in that. So then in theory, you're subtracting 6.68 from these numbers. Not quite that simple, but
Assuming the school board chooses to use all that reserve.
right. Right. So just using the first one, for example, if we just call this 8.5 million, call this 6.5 million, 8.5 minus the 6.5, local share would be about $2 million. Okay. And then going down the list. So what does that actually look like? Again, I just want to emphasize that you have significantly more information in your packets. But so scenario 8, just the basic needs, it's going to do the addition. It's going to do the HVAC system, some life safety systems. That's like security cameras, fire alarms, that kind of thing, septic and masonry. Scenario B does all of A and adds roof, secure vestibule, doors, parking, bathrooms, cafeteria, auditorium, renovations. And then scenario C does A, B, and some programming locations, admin, upgrades, furnishings, labs, finishes, interior redesign. Again, way more information, way more detail in that packet that I just gave you. And there is some very extensive cost breakdown in there for you to take a look at all of that. So I think I have it. Oh, timeline, and then I'll go back to money for a second. So this timeline is much faster than when we originally looked at that new building timeline, if you remember that from a while ago. 2026 will be the planning and referendum, hopefully this fall. 2027 will be spent on the design phase. 2028, SCD would review, bid award, and then the addition will begin. 2029, renovations will begin, and then close out 2030. So as far as a school district project goes, that's pretty quick.
So 2030 would be when we'd open the doors to the new
Yes.
school.
Yep.
Okay. Like the fall 2030.
Yes. Yep. I'm sorry. So let me just go back here. So I pulled this out just for comparison, that the last facilities project that we did, we were asking for a local share of about $29 million. Okay, so this is, all these options are less than that. Obviously, ranges. So that's kind of where we are with, the recommendations from the architect. These here. Yes.
Might be more, oh, where'd he go? Oh, might be a quick. More for you. All right, so like, again, let's go back to you did, layer A. And you said, go back. There, you said if we took 6.5 million from 8.5 million, we'd have a local share of 2 million. How does that affect the interest? Because we still pay interest on that 22.9 because they only pay us in installments and they don't give us interest on that installment, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into that, but, one, we wouldn't be bonding the project until at least 2028, so the interest rates are gonna be wildly different. The way that this affects taxes is, I would really have to work with Rick Toombs' team to project all that out. He has the information on interest rates and how that would look. Is it a 30-year bond, is it a 25-year bond, is it a 20-year bond, and how that would impact at each of those levels. Plus the capital project is which will be higher than the 6.6 by the time you get to that point.
No, that's what, I mean, some people are trying to look at it as like, yeah, our share might be 2 million, but we've got to pay the interest
sure.
and interest can be a killer.
But in another 2 years, we could potentially put $2 million into that reserve.
Yeah, but there's some interest on this.
And in another 2 years, that the cost of stuff.
Well, absolutely, but
So, yeah, so these are right. So I think I said this last time, that none of these numbers are like set in stone, but they're kind of targets and for discussion purposes.
And can you pick and choose within the group? In other words, kind of vary the moderate and the.
So I think the answer to that is yes. So for example, like, can we do A? And can we add the roof, the vestibule, and the labs? I don't see why not, but the architect may tell you that you get more bang for your buck if you do this, and this instead of, but I think those are all good questions.
Are they talking about safety doors, like, so no, none of the classroom doors have like. Safety glass.
Yep. Yeah, so the doors would be, I know, and again, it's in there, but I think that this one is both interior and exterior.
Okay.
So just some things to start thinking about. So what level renovations align with the long-term vision? What's an acceptable local share, right? So for example, if you go back here, if you're like, well, 13 is a little bit high, but you'll probably do more than 8. What is like 11? Like, go back to the architect and a number, and what can you do for this? That's certainly an approach we could take. And yeah, so should we narrow to one of these options or continue refining? I think that goes to Tom's point. Like, we want to look at some of these lists and see what is the highest priority. I think that we bring the architect here, invite the architect to come in August so we can have a conversation with them about that. And then when do we want to engage the community? Again, I think that just being, summer, I think that if we can arrange for the architect to be here in August, then we can really start advertising that. This is the information we have, our architect's going to be here. We plan to have a full discussion in August. We invite you to join us.
I think the earlier we make sure it's open and transparent for people to see.
Yeah.
the more discussion, sorry, Darlene, the more discussion we can have. I don't mean outside of this option, but the more discussion we can have with the more community members, the better.
So if we go back to one that said it was 90%, maybe. Okay, so maximum cost allowance is 25, so we're getting 90% of the 25. But, so that's because addition only gives us part of it, the renovation, we don't get as high, correct?
That it's all figured into the maximum cost allowance, the addition and renovation together gives you that.
Right, and I understand that, but I'm saying though, if you look over there, it's saying that you know, it's like 30.96. So that wouldn't be 90% of the 30.
No, it's only 90% of the 25.5.
Yeah.
If we decide to spend over that,
That's
the
all right.
ratio goes down, the percentage goes down.
Next slide, that's where it came up, for that slide.
Yeah.
Sure. It's
Gotcha. Okay.
basically the total
Yeah,
I
cost
skipped that
minus-
spot.
Minus your, minus your aid, your maximum aid.
Local share stays in cash. Set
Right.
Yeah.
with that percent based, you get 90.1%.
I think it's 31.4, 90%. Should be 27 in state aid.
No,
No.
they're only
Yeah,
gonna,
they're only giving us aid on the first $25 million.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we
Which is
spend
why
over
that-
that,
why that state aid stays the same.
yeah,
It's because each one of our things that does qualifies. for that.
now in scenario one, those are all things that need/have to be done.
And well,
In-
so all of
in
these
A.
things have been identified in our building conditions survey.
Okay,
And, you know, some of these are like past.
Okay.
They're like,
Which leads to my question, some community members have asked me, do you intend to put this up, together, the renovations and the addition of as one proposition, or are you going to split it? And the reasoning behind those questions, I've been told, is they are afraid if you put them up together and people vote it down because of the addition, then what happens as far as the renovations are concerned?
yeah, so, I mean, that's definitely something that we should discuss. I mean, if the addition goes down, we're committing to 2 campuses. Committing to operating 2 campuses. And, yeah, and I think that comes with its own set of problems. Okay, so start thinking about that, you know, as a reminder, this is what it looks like. Classrooms, these are the, designs that they put up last time.
so we'd have 2 main entrances then?
To be like an elementary entrance and a high school entrance. Okay, then, this was, also in your, packet, just the reporting calendar. This kind of gives you an idea of what topics I plan on getting on each month. Hasn't changed since I've been here, so shouldn't be any surprises. And our goals, just a reminder, so our admin team meets next week and we will start to break these down. But goal 1, looking at the previous initiatives, goal 2, again, for the facilities. Goal 3 is the portrait of a graduate. Goal 4 is wellness and attendance. And I have some notes from last time about our discussion, and we'll get those into the key results. Again, we plan to focus. Some of these are the goals, but obviously, you know, so we get the goals. And also ELA and math scores, maintaining area of focus for us. And areas of concern, discipline, attendance, cross campus collaboration. Those are areas that we tend to take a look at. Our district safety plan, no substantive changes this year. We adjusted the formatting in a few spots, but other than that, it remains the same. So what this does, we do this every year. Live meeting, this opens up a 30-day comment window for anyone who wishes to make comments on it. If there are comments, you can email me at boquetvalleycsd.org. And just a reminder, the district plan, building plan are 2 very different documents. The district plan is public facing. The building plan is not public facing. There's a lot more information, like sensitive information in the building plan, so we don't release that publicly. And then for the board retreat, I have some dates up here. As get your calendars out. I think maybe the best way to do this is to start crossing dates out that don't work, and then we'll see what we're like.
So I can't do 8/4. Or 11.
What about, what, maybe we do it this week?
I guess I can't do Tuesdays, let me say it that way.
Do you need to know tonight?
If we know there's something we can cross off, let's maybe do that. So,
Cross off all-
For me,
yeah,
it's Tuesdays
okay. Okay.
in that
Okay,
list.
okay. So no Tuesdays for Paige. Any other dates that anyone wants to cross out? And then we'll put this out.
The 12th, I think that too, of August.
Cannot do August 4th. Third.
Just realizing that the third is the wedding anniversary, so I won't be thrilled.
Jason, hope you get a candy bar for that. You just saved him. I don't think I have a problem with any of them, really. At 5 o'clock.
All right, so I'll have Bridget compile information, we'll put an email out and see what,
It's 5, so when, how long?
I put 5 p.m. That's just when we started them historically, but I mean,
Are they 4 hours, right?
we can do them whenever. They've been, I would say, in the neighborhood of 3 to 4. We usually do dinner. And yeah,
Oh, we should do big system.
I'm pretty satisfied with the air conditioner in my office. That's another air conditioner location that costs no money.
I have a question about the safety plan. If somebody emails you a comment and you would like to put it in, does that mean that it would be changed? Like, how would that?
So, you know, a lot of times there are questions. I think last time there was like a phone number.
I changed, from Essex Center, it used to be the Horse Eye Home, and that was still the language, so that was something that I was like, hey, and like we added a phone number for one of the fire
Yeah.
departments, maybe,
So
like there
it's
was,
stuff like that. We just change, you know, it's like incorrect or it's updated information.
Right.
Just change it. If there hasn't been anything that's been like, you know, if there was, then I think it would probably reconvene the committee and.
Okay.
You know, just go. Right, so we'll figure out the board retreat. That's what I got.
Any other questions from the board regarding Dr. Meyer's update?
we have no idea when we'll hear about Oasis, right? I know you said, but, okay.
Yeah, I don't believe we have any.
Did anyone else hear anything?
Not that I
Like,
know.
okay,
I know one, so there were a couple of leaderships in the region who applied last time. They did not apply this time.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a hard time doing what they were supposed to do.
That might give us some.
What was that?
We did not have. a-
Yeah, that's the ESD grant, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
But they're ready to roll if something comes through.
yeah,
That's it, yeah.
Because the capital project timeline is so important at this point with our tuition bill for state aid. Is there anything that the board members would request for next meeting from an information standpoint? I mean, you can include it in the email.
I'd be interested in the interest, like how that plays out. Even, and I know it's nothing in concrete. There's no way you could do that because you don't know what the rate's gonna be,
Right.
but just like an estimated.
I'd be interested, not that I need any additional information, but I'd be interested in whether we call it a committee or not, in talking more with the community about it, just in general.
Putting together,
Beyond only you,
Yeah.
is more my
Yeah.
point.
So maybe a little sheep dipping in to the public affairs process
Yeah.
that you want to take.
What?
Attend meetings with different groups.
Yeah, or, have more informal meetings like the coffee with the superintendent, but it could be board members as well,
Yeah.
or off-site stuff. I don't know, whatever, but just to put it into the conversation. We need their support or it's not going to happen again,
yeah.
and I don't want that to happen.
In order to do that, we need figures and facts.
Yeah.
Like, Darlene said,
Agreed.
I just said that 91% got us in trouble.
Right.
You can't make that mistake.
What is, that's that.
I would like to see updated estimates. I know it's a little tricky and may take some work, probably time and attention. The taxpayer impacts, $100,000 assessed value. For maybe, I wouldn't even say for those options per se, but, if you put a $2 million local share on the taxpayers, what's that look like?
Yeah.
Or 15, or 25.
I think that'll, I
Probably.
personally feel our decision needs to be based on, here's what the district needs. Like, here's our basic needs for the district. That's what we're gonna put forward. But rather than saying, here's a dollar amount we think they can stomach and try to squeeze some stuff in, but it would be good to have both.
What's the downside?
Yeah,
Nothing.
we have two campuses and we don't,
Well, I have a question. I mean,
That
you
doesn't
can
work
answer it,
either.
John. So in the pre-K, do you know the numbers for pre-K?
Like for next school year or?
Well, like this one coming up. We're in the 26, 27 now. So it's 10 and 11 in the two classes. It's 3 to 5s.
I haven't got.
I'm just wondering like how many are 4-year-olds that are gonna be coming into kindergarten?
4-year-olds going into kindergarten,
this coming
Like this coming year?
next
school
year, next
So
fall,
the
so
pre-K
27 to 28,
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
into 27 and 28.
I'm personally concerned, and I think it's dangerous to plan on dwindling enrollment long term. So you have to plan for the school.
Well, it's like we graduated 40 seniors, but we're only gonna put 15 to 18 back in kindergarten. I mean, that happens, Next year we could have 45. Or all those kids could be,
The risk there is, we have a couple large cohorts that come in, and all of a sudden you have a school that can't accommodate.
14 students in kindergarten, they're all coming.
They're all district kids.
From pre-K. 15 that I don't recognize.
No, that's this school year. I'm talking about like the pre-Kers that are gonna start in September that
In
are ours.
kindergarten?
no, they'll start at 4. They'll start at 4. She's talking about next school year,
27.
27, 28.
So
There's
how
not,
many pre-K we have next year? I can't, I don't know. I'll know more like from August, when they really all start pulling in this
Okay.
far as pre-K enrollments. I have some files that were moved over to me, but I haven't even started the pre-K enrollments yet, so I can't really give you an accurate idea of how many pre-K we're gonna have. It comes in September, or email by then, but maybe August, I'll be able to get better.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Any other information requests to feel comfortable narrowing in on what to put in front of voters in August?
I think it would make sense to ask the architects, like, what projects make sense to group together? Like, you're not gonna do all of A and then not put a new roof on, like. why
Yeah.
would- So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, bits and pieces, like Tom said. So there's projects that are easier to accomplish together, yeah.
I guess then that leads me to, are there anything we could move to a capital outlet project?
Yeah, so I think that's really good.
As you say that,
Question.
that's what.
And I think, so, right, so if you can get, as you give me the questions, right? Then I will, if I can give to the architect ahead of time, that way you're, that way they have a little bit of time to get to prepare for that.
It's really 6 weeks, between now and next week, or less than 6 weeks of planning, preparation, and decision making.
Well, could the facility committee get together and have a discussion and bring back something to our next meeting? For the facilities?
I am now.
Yes, I am.
I mean, I'm just wondering if it's possible.
So I really do think that a good place to start is with your questions. The reason I say that is as a representative of the public, I imagine you're gonna have all the same questions that they have. If we can get those answered, that's at least kind of like a question bank to get us started. And then if we really advertise that, again, the case will be here, patient discussion in August, then I think that we'll have the start of the engagement process. Well, I certainly would love you to have conversations now, but you know, it's a good start. And this will be up on the website soon in this presentation, next couple of days. So start sharing that as appropriate. But yeah, that's what I got.
Number 28, public comment. Our agenda offers 2 public comment sections. Ideas, and concerns that are offered by the public will be considered and taken under advisement. We have set aside a 15-minute period, giving the audience time to share their thoughts with us. Please raise your hand to be acknowledged by the board president. Called upon. Please identify yourself, give your address, limiting your comments to 3 minutes. For sure, I've seen.
He thought about it.
All right. Number 29, executive session for the purposes of number 6 and number 8. So I have a motion to enter executive session.
Motion.
And second,
I'll second.
discussion.
We don't need to.
Do we have any reason to do this? No,
We took care of it.
we already did it.
Assuming the names will have it. All in favor of entering executive session?
Hey,
Nay.
Abstained. Motion carried. Next regular school board meeting will be on August 13th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at the Lakeview campus. At this time, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
motion, I second.
Engaged. Discussion,
Good, talk to you.
Soccer's on.
all in favor?
Oh,
Bye.
Opposed?
It's actually